awesome and welcome to JazzedTutorials. Today I want to show you a very cool Windows 10 inspired tutorial. Now yes, I'm all about the Apple Mac and all that stuff, but recently I saw a picture of a Windows 10 background and thought it was really cool and wanted to try and create that into Photoshop with a cool tutorial. Now the effect that they had really would have been cool if we did it as a text effect, but I feel like we're doing a lot of text effects recently, so I tried to morph that into a version of my kind of tutorials and awesomeness. So I did. I morphed that idea into here and made something incredibly awesome out of it. So yay! Thanks Windows for inspiring this tutorial, sort of ish. Alright, anyways, so I've opened this photo here, and you'll notice how I've cut out the background already. You'll want to do that, obviously. Yeah. Alright, so you paste that on there. And, where is it? Okay, here we go. So, yeah, black background, obviously, and then you paste on your image there. And upon doing so, you're going to then duplicate that layer. And after you've duplicated that layer, you're going to go up here to Filter. Actually, I can't because that's the wrong layer. Click on that for now. I went to Filter. I went to Blur. I added a radial blur, and I chose Zoom for my blur method and best for my quality, and the amount was 100, which is basically all the way to the end. And then on the zoom, I moved this thing over, centered it way over here because I want the zoom to come out flying out, kind of ish. So I did that, and then if you move down here, that's what I have right there. Pretty cool. Now I feel like that's a bit too dark. So if you don't like how it looks that way, you can certainly duplicate that blur layer, and it will then give you a brighter blur. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Look at that. Now, for me, it's kind of it was a little bit too blurry, so I added a color dodge because color dodge is cool. Because if you go to normal, it just doesn't really look as cool. But if you had color dodge, it gives it a little bit more of a glow. And I like that, so that's why I did that. Alright. Then, I went back to my original layer, which is this lady here. I duplicated her and moved her above the two radial blurs we just did. And I added a Gaussian blur on this layer. So the top copy here, moved it right below, so we have a glow layer there. And I went to Filter, I went to Blur, Gaussian Blur, and I chose 10 pixels for my size, clicked OK, and that's what I have here. Now the glow won't show as nicely as it will towards the end because we're not really finished yet. We haven't added all of our cool stuff yet. So this is the basic glow and blur part of the tutorial. The next few steps are going to enhance this and really bring out the glow and the blur and give it that really awesome cool effect that I want. So above everything, I added two adjustment layers, a color balance and a brightness and contrast because I really wanted to enhance her and make her look really pop in color. So the first adjustment layer I added, and keep in mind these two adjustment layers have to be a clipping mask because if you don't add them as a clipping mask, it's going to add all the effects to every layer. And I only want the effects on the girl layer and nobody else. So, these are my color balance numbers here. Again, you're going to have to play with these because each photo will have a different, hue, color, and whatnot. So you may not have the same effect I will. That's my midtones, that's my shadows, and that's my highlights. Basically, I was just going for a more contrasted red color, but you might want to go with something else, more yellow, more green, more blue, whatever, I don't know. But that's what I got right there. And then above that, I also have a brightness and contrast. I wanted to bring out the contrast in this photo really nicely. So my brightness is 5 and my contrast is 19. But like I just said in the previous layer, you're may have to adjust it to suit your photo because my numbers might be too bright or too dark for you. I don't know. But yeah, play with those. And oh, and in case you want to know how to add a clipping mask, it's this button right here. I know in CS5 it's a button that looks like that, but now it's this one right here. So that's just letting you know that's where those are now, because newer versions have different buttons for different things now. Weird, eh? Alright, so then, now we're going to add on a bunch of cool textures. Now, these textures we've used previously, I believe, or at least some of them anyway, and they're all space textures, and I feel like space textures, like abstract, like fractal textures, they really enhance a lot of cool stuff, and they make it look really awesome, so that's why I chose those. You could add your own if you would like, but in case you want to use the ones I have, I will link below the ones I'm using, but again, if you have ones you would like to use, go for it, I don't care. So the first one I've chosen is this really awesome brightness one here. And it's a purple one. Now originally it filled the entire photo, like it filled the entire canvas. But I only wanted to have this one showing on this side towards the blur because that really enhanced the blur a bit. So I took my eraser brush and I just erased the other half of this canvas here because I didn't need it. I used a very big brush, soft round brush, to do that with because I want to soften the edges so that it wasn't too crazy. Alright, that was the first texture that I've used. And then above that, added another texture. And this is just some cool, like, lighting effects. I wanted to add some light to her shirt, but that's optional, I guess. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. But again, I'll link below all these that I've used so you can use them if you want. Alright, and third texture that I have is this really cool purple one here. And this one goes all the way over here for this side. So, and it also kind of contrasts the opposing side. And now you'll notice the little bit of the glowing blur over here. The blur layers that we did previously, now they're starting to show more of a glow. It looks really cool. I love it. I like it. It's cool. It's hip. It's just awesome in general. And then my last layer that I chose was this one here. It's a red and purplish color. I wanted to fill the top here because it looked a bit too black and too weird for me, so that's what I did there. And FYI guys, all of these layers except for the first layer, they're all set to screen. And I chose screen because screen really enhances it and it really brings it out. So that's what I did there. So you'll see on the last 3 layers that I chose were all screen. The only one that's not screened is the first one. Or actually, is it? Oh, I did screen the first one. That's weird. It said it was normal. Anyways, yeah, hit screen for all your layers of your textures, and you'll get this really awesome, cool effect. I grouped all that together because, well, that's just how I am. Alright, so I like that you watched this. I hope you sat through it. I hope you liked it. I hope it was cool enough for you. I know we do a lot of cool spacey type of tutorials. I use space textures a lot, guys. But I just love how the space textures enhance your photos. It just really is cool. So that's why I did this. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting, liking, and all that stuff you do. I love you. Team Awesome is amazing. Thank you for getting me 11,000 plus subscribers. We're almost at 12,000. We got like another 700 to go. So if you can bring 700 friends to this channel, that'd be awesome. We hit 12,000. That's 12,000 cool people in this world. Thank you guys. Bye.